Right, we're going to fit in a game of rapid chess, so this will be 10 minutes each, up to 20 minutes long. Right, 1451, good luck. So there's a bit of a rating gap, but you never know till afterwards if the rating is accurate or not. 1,000 games for my opponent, so it should be. Let's play the normal carrow. You can pretty much pre-move d5, but sometimes you want to play some variety, like say an early g6. So that'd be advanced. So you're trying to stop white playing e6, so we'll play it ourselves. Then c5, possibly pawn up. It depends what white does here. Just watch out for an early bishop down. That's exactly what he's done. So I'm going to get the queen out of there, hit the pawn. Then maybe just c5. Oh, he's played back. So has he gone wrong? He's allowed me to take a pawn. I don't think this is a poison pawn because I'm hitting another pawn. So has he just gone wrong here? I don't think that's the right move. There are some lines where this is a poison pawn, but I don't think this is one of them. The knight moves and then the rook can obviously come across, but I think I'm safe to just take here. I'm going to go for it. If I'm blundering, but I don't see it. I've got a bishop coming up here as well. I've got a bishop coming here. So I think he's made a mistake. I think he has. Yeah, he's played knight up, but I can take here. And if the queen moves, we just simply take the rook. So here, queen across, trade, trade. The bishop comes all the way back, and I think I can defend this. I think that's the idea. I don't think I'm missing anything. Obviously, I could be. Any game, any position, you can always miss one key move, and if you miss it, you miss it. So he's found that, so... Actually, is bishop up strong here? He's probably got a move like knight across. Take, bishop takes, I think he's fine. So yeah, I'm not going to try and be clever, I'm just going to drop the bishop back. Make sure I give the bishop a square so it doesn't get trapped like with a pawn push or something. Okay, he's played knight down. So I'm going to develop this bishop just to pin this knight, gives me an option to trade. Oh, he's taken, okay. So rook across is a move, I can trade the bishop and then push the pawn up. I'm just going to develop there. If he castles, I'll just simply take, and then I think this is secure. So I'm going to trade. Excuse me. I don't see there being a quick attack here, so I'm probably going to castle, but I think it makes sense to develop the knight first. I've got the option to jump across or push the pawns. Still got the option to castle. Bishop down could be a little bit annoying. Okay, I'll play knight forward, hit the pawn here. The bishop down is a slightly annoying move in some lines, but right now is an immediate threat. Oh, he played rook across to hit my pawn, but I can take here and hit the bishop with a check threat, so I think I'm safe to take. Excuse me, then worry about this. I think I am. Okay, so any reason not to take here? If you play a rook takes, I just take with check. I can drop the knight back, and it feels safe, doesn't it? I don't see any reason not to take, so I'm going to take and hit the bishop. I'm still likely to castle kingside rather than trying to attack here, but I think here I can just essentially push now. Take some pressure off that pawn. The rook can come across here. The knight can come back here, or potentially go here if I need to. Just got to not blunder anything silly, but I think it might be time to castle now. Rook up is easy to defend. Yeah, I don't want to stay in the middle. I'm going to get castled so the rook can come across. Okay, he's played over, but I think I can just launch a pawn here. Get a tempo attacking the bishop. Gives my knight a bailout square as well. And then probably this rook across, and we'll try and do something like this at some point. I just don't want to allow this side to collapse, but it feels alright to me. So I'm going to play rook across and just prepare to hopefully start advancing forward at some point. Could still take a while, of course it could. Okay, he's come forward. That's a good move, I think, is it? Rook up feels alright. But see, there is this move depending on if I come back. So I think I go forward to cover this. And now I'm threatening to go here and maybe just stop the bishop retreating. I guess you've got this though. And maybe rook across. Ooh, now pawn up here cuts the bishop, which threatens a knight check. So it could be worth throwing a pawn push in just purely because it creates a threat that you're easy to miss. So that's the only reason I'm looking at that. It does release the knight up here to attack the bishop as well. Once I've gone forward, I can't come back, so bishop in could be a problem. Here, bishop down, I just simply check and take. I'd be very happy to give an exchange back. I'm going to do it. It might be a mistake, this, because it releases the bishop to potentially come in, but we'd get a check and an exchange. We could give an exchange back. So now can I advance? I've got knight up here to hit this bishop. Bishop back, knight takes, takes. That feels good. We threaten a check here as well. This knight's still got an escape path. But we attack the bishop here. We threaten a check here as well, actually. So we've got a check here to win an exchange. So I assume that's what I want. But it could be better to take this bishop first. I've got check here as well to hit this bishop. Now your king can guard that. So check here, check. You can go back. I don't think I'm winning the bishop clean, so I'm looking at check to take the rook and then something like this, or just take. I'm going to throw the check in, hit the rook. He can come here and attack my knight though, so maybe I should have taken the bishop first. Or maybe I can just throw the knight check in. I could do that. If I take and you take this one, check. I'm still getting back out, but knight check here is probably sensible. I'll take the bishop. Yeah, if I take the bishop and he moves his rook somewhere, for example, anywhere, my knight can't actually easily retreat. Can't go back here. You'd only have one square. Yeah, if I take here, you've got this, so I'm probably going to throw a check in, then take the rook. I'll throw a check in, then take the rook, and then I'll just look to come back, I think, and remove this bishop. Or even just the pawn up might just simply trap the bishop. There's lots of options for us. I'm trying to use my time here and not play too quickly, just in case I miss something, because it does happen. Right, so now I think is the time to just simply take the exchange. You can take back either way. I've got knight check and take, but a6 looks like it's trapping the bishop. So I think we just take and go for a6. And it might be about resigning time for my opponent. He might resign and get on with another game. It is an arena tournament, so he could do that. There's nothing wrong with him playing on though, just in case I blunder the game away. It does happen. Okay, he's taken back, so I assume I want a6 here now. There's no obvious squares for the bishop to escape to, so I don't think I need to spend too long on that. If you launch forward, the knight's got escape paths, so I'm just going to go here and hit the bishop, which looks trapped. Okay, so he has indeed attacked the knight, so I could throw a check in and maybe go here. That's a little bit mean, isn't it? You go here and you hit two pieces again as well as the bishop. I think that looks sensible to me. The bishop is still trapped, not going anywhere. So I'm going to go here, hit the rook and bishop. Okay, he's gone across. So I think it makes sense to take here first, and we're going to be a clean rook up. Now take the bishop. Okay, he's gone with a pawn. So I assume I just simply push up here. I could do rook up and rook up. My king's got a square. So rook up, down, rook up. And you can't defend your pawn, can you? It's whether I want to do this and try and stop the king coming forward. Yeah, that makes sense to me. I'm going to do that just to restrict the king and then worry about the pawn. We've got a check threat to collect. See, there's nothing wrong with my pawn. Oh, he's disconnecting and reconnecting there. I saw that. I hope it's legit. I mean, the game should be over anyway now, but just in case he's switching tabs and turning an engine on and off or something. But it shouldn't really matter now. This game should be over. I just noticed him disconnect, reconnect, but it says the internet connection is excellent. So I've just got to watch out for silly stalemate issues. Okay, he's come forward. Now I could play rook across here. You can't take because of the checkmate threat. See, everything's winning. I can just go here and collect the pawns. Yeah, I'm going to do that actually. I'm just going to go here, hit the pawn. Just trying to be a bit careful now, having noticed that connection issue there. Hopefully it's just an internet issue and he's not turning an engine on and off or something, but the game should be essentially won because I've got so much material. But yeah, you never know. He's pushed forward, so I'm just going to take. I'm going to take here as well, and here, try and pile forward. Yeah, he's moving differently, I think. It might be that I'm playing an engine now. I might be. I should still be good enough to win it. I'm just a bit skeptical now. I've noticed that disconnecting, reconnecting. But I should still be able to comfortably win the game. So I can check here, drive the king back, check, and you're back on the back rank somewhere. Here, and I can just go here as well. This pawn is then going to be loose, so actually, how do I want to do it? I can just go here and here. Everything should win, shouldn't it? Has he got some sort of clever way for a stalemate? I'm just going to check here first. I can even just run one of these outer pawns, I guess. I'm just trying to make sure, yeah, he's setting up a stalemate net there, so I can't leave the rook here now. But is that checkmate, actually? Has he walked into checkmate? He has, hasn't he? Yeah, he's walked into a checkmate there. I just saw it again there as well. Okay, let's put that through the analyzer. Obviously, it was a relatively comfortable game for us, so the figures shouldn't be too bad here, but it's a bit misleading sometimes when you get a bit of a rating gap like that. Yeah, 97% accuracy, 90% for my opponent. 12 centi pawn loss, my average is about 32. My opponent's only pretty good, they're 36, yeah. It does make me a bit skeptical, having noticed that disconnecting, reconnecting just in case I was playing an engine for part of the game. But I think I was already cleanly winning by that point, but I've got no bad mistakes anywhere in the game according to the engine. So when I pushed the pawns at that moment, where did I play it? Was it c5 somewhere or the c4? So you can turn the engine on and play back through the games yourself. So rook up was correct there and pawn up was correct there. So obviously I was just looking at whether that was some sort of an issue, but I did play it correctly. So a good win.